Good day to you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and anything in between. This video goes out to all those young YouTube viewers that are dealing with depression and or suicidal thoughts due to bullying. When I was younger, namely from my first grade to 12th grade schooling time, I was the obese, glasses-wearing nerd with a social development lag that tattooed a neon ringed bullseye on my six. Hope I don't have to explain that. So no matter what school I went to, I was soon the frequent targeting of bullying, so much so that I bottled most, if not all, of my feelings inside for so long that they rotted into a cesspool of self-loathing that I could not put a positive value on my life. So much, in fact, that I flirted with those same dark desires to rid myself of my suffering by erasing my own existence, as some of you may or may not be going through at this time. Then, about a half to a year later, I realized I wasn't the one at fault for a line of the bullshit that was hurled in my direction. It was their, it was their insecure asses that were responsible. Pardon me about that. And if they had even an iota of worth, self worth, they would not have been targeting me. Instead, they would have been targeting that which they despise in themselves the most. And then that when I was being group mauled, in fact, was a sad case of monkey see, monkey do, where in my case it was jackass fling shit, monkey flings shit. So trust me, I know pretty much exactly what you are going through. Not to mention that during all this shit of the shit NATOs I kept being in the path of, I had to deal with a sinking suspicion that I was not normal in another way, only to realize once I graduated from a Bible thumping conservative rural high school and was exposed to the first open people in the LGBTQI, etc. community. I swear, if they keep adding letters, they might as well call themselves the ABS community, as in anything but straight community. Could I accept that I was and am a member of their community? In case you are dealing with an errant sexual orientation or identity, I'll tell you straight out, no pun intended, if we are an abomination, there would be nowhere near as many of us in existence as there are. So how can you be an abomination if there are so many of you? So many of us, right? Now let me tell you, if you aren't a walking, talking toothpick, there is absolutely nothing wrong with you if after watching what you eat and doing as much activity as you can, you still remain big boned, you are not a slob, pig, fatso, etc. Your level of activity proves quite the opposite. You're simply born genetically predisposed to be more equipped for survival in an apocalypse situation, if you will, than those twigs are. For anyone out there watching this of an other than major ethnicity, cultural upbringing, religion, outlook, such as being a city rat in a country mouse region, or vice versa, trust me, you are the majority somewhere, and if the somewhere else, and if the locals can't embrace your differences as the assets they are, it's their dumbass fault, not yours. Just think of it like this. If the die rolled differently, they'd be the one or ones dealing with being the odd one in the group. Now let that sink in for a second, and pardon my loss of space on my notes. If you're the Protestant in a Catholic town and you that moved into a Catholic town, just think about it this way. If they moved into a Catholic town, they'd be dealing with the same issues you are. Or if you're Muslim moving into Christian town, it'd be the same as if they have to move into a Muslim town. And so on and so forth. Now, in conclusion, you are absolutely great the way you are sitting, laying, standing, or what have you, watching me tell you this. And it's their stupid asses that are completely fracked up and will always be until they come to grips what is wrong with them. And if they tell you to hurt yourself in any way, say to them, listen, you are not now and never were worth my time. And Kilo Mike Alpha. And yes, say word for word. Kilo Mike Alpha. Which, BT dubs, means kiss my ass in military, police, radio talk, and walk away the better girl, boy, etc. One day in the future, those who bullied you, provided they have consciences, of course, will come to regret their actions against you, may or may not attempt to reach out to you, begging for your forgiveness. In which case, it proves there was nothing wrong with you to begin with. They were just fracked in the head at the moment, and they just couldn't stop once they started. Now, if anybody ever tells you that nobody will ever love you, listen. Listen to me now, and listen well. I, sitting right here, have a level of love for you. I'll be your bigger brother in the situation, or your odd cousin, or whatever you want me to be. I will back you. If you need me to back you, I will be there to back you. I will give you the words of encouragement that I have already in this video, and I will encourage you to find your own self-encouragement. With that, if you want to share your stories, go ahead and do so down below. And if you wouldn't mind just liking or what have you this video. And though I don't want to have to do it here, but I'm going to, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel to see some of my other thoughts and to keep posted on my future thoughts. I'd greatly appreciate that. And with that, I'm out.